You are listening to Girls in Low Places.
We're like the country music podcast that your mum banned you from listening to.
Let's go, you freak.
Who let us backstage, honestly?
Ozzy, we're here backstage. We are backstage.
We're actually in the green room for Sophia Scott. We just interviewed her, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And bless her.
Yeah, she's a little bit sick.
She was like me last week.
She was. Did you give it to her? You walked into the room and instantly she was ill. I just want to talk about our drive up here. Well, I dropped Dolly off at yours.
Yeah, so I'm now Dolly's full-time grandparent.
And I've essentially almost moved in because I now forced.
We've basically adopted Katie and she lives with us now. We've adopted Dolly and Katie. But yeah, because we had all the kit, we decided to drive, didn't we, across the entire city of London.
Yeah, it was a lovely Christmas tour.
Such a nice time.
Really nice tour. We're listening to Sophia's new single, Tumbleweed.
Yeah.
And I actually just asked her a question about, you'll see it in the interview, but like I asked her a question about tumbleweed, thinking it was about traveling. And she was like, no, it's a metaphor.
Yeah, she was like, don't think it's literally, babe.
And then I've been handing out these flyers. Well, we're not really handing them out. You've told Tommy not to hand them out.
Right. Can I just say I've not signed off on these? It's largely grammatically incorrect.
Just for our listeners who are listening to this and not viewing this on YouTube, which you can do, guys. So check it out. It's basically just a sort of reverse psychology I've kind of done with it. Wanted, the Girls in Low Places, guilty of being the country music podcast your mum doesn't listen to.
You're obsessed with that phrase.
Let's get this new country podcast cancelled.
I mean, let's not, guys. Like,
yeah, let's not.
Let's obviously not do that. Why have you put it on our flyer?
Do you think I'm like manifesting something?
Yes.
Oh no, because our manifestation is really strong.
Your humour sometimes needs to be shackled.
But guys, if you do see one of these at a country music concert near you, get everyone to scan this code that is on the flyer because it takes you directly to our podcast. And then you can like and subscribe and follow and see us all the time chatting about country music.
So if you see one, don't be alarmed.
Don't be alarmed. But if you do see one on my Mini that's parked outside, basically I've just got a parking ticket on my car outside. So then we've also just put a flyer on it. Obviously.
Because that's our lives.
That is our lives. But I've got Kelsey Ballerini tickets for this weekend, which I'm very excited about.
I know.
Got them last minute.
What an experience that's going to be.
It's going to be poetic. Because they've come from her management in Nashville, which I don't know how we've managed to source that, but that's a Christmas present, I tell you. I'm hoping that we're going to be right next to Chase. Do you think we'll be best friends?
No, you're going to be so weird around him. That poor man. We've got a lot going on the next few weeks, which is kind of crazy because I always think the country kind of peak is like March time and then summer,
yeah.
But we've had another festive peak.
Right. Do you think this is because Nashville, I think this is my theory, in Nashville, I think that it gets a little bit quieter around this time. It's not really that big of a month for the music industry. They've just had the CMAs that kind of close off the year. And this is the time to come to London because it's just like a little bit of downtime. There's not much, no one's writing, no one's doing that sort of stuff. It all kind of starts happening again in the new year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could be that.
Basically, let's just talk through our calendar in the next 2 weeks. I feel like you guys are not even ready for what we're doing. So we've got the GILP Christmas party on Friday.
Yeah, so we've got Sophia Scott today. GILP Christmas party, opening launch of Lil Nashville, Friday night.
Yeah. Ozzy and I also met up with one of our friends on Sunday just gone. So Ozzy has seen me about 7 times this week.
And on Friday when you just dropped round, when we were supposed to be looking after Dolly, but you just came to let Dolly have a poo on my rug and have a glass of wine and then left. So I'm going to see you about 7 times this week, which, I love you, but...
Never enough, I say. Never enough.
Ooh,
so
we're going to need that little Christmas break.
So we've got GILP Christmas party at Lil Nashville launch, which I'm really excited by. So excited that there's going to be a country music club in London.
Yeah, I'm buzzing to see what this is like.
Bumped into Country Roses in Red Dog Saloon, which is just in Hoxton Square.
Yeah.
If you've ever been, they played loads of country music in there.
Yeah, we were stone cold sober, had a Diet Coke.
We
were basically dancing on the table.
Yeah, Priscilla Block. It was Priscilla Block what we had our burgers.
I mean, is there anything better?
I mean, also, there was Breland, there was Throwback when I was going to the toilet
You're just
downstairs.
listing everything they were playing in the bathroom. That's not that fun. That's not that interesting.
Also put one of these flyers in the bathroom.
Ozzy did. So yeah, we'll be at Little Nashville on Friday, which is super exciting. And then we have
Saturday Kelsey. And then we have Restless Road.
Yeah, and supported by Erin Kinsey.
Erin Kinsey, who we have got a picture with her before at C2C where we look like absolute mums.
Don't we always?
I'm in like a fluorescent green jumper, which I severely regret. I look like a lollipop lady.
I knew you would regret wearing that.
So it felt really punchy at the time, but then like in all the photos, I looked like I was at a traffic light party. Do you remember those at uni?
Yeah.
Single. So we've got that. Then I've got some friends from Nashville from my last trip when I went to see Mayfest. For those of you who go way back on the podcast, they are Rodney's roommates.
Oh my God.
Rodney is the OG videographer who started the videographer boyfriend trend, and he was my Nashville boyfriend, I'd say, with not too much of the boyfriend aspect at this point.
None of it.
But we went line dancing with his friends one night to the Nashville Palace, and these guys play in the band for King and Country, which I don't know too much about for King and Country, but they do a huge arena tour in the US. It's very like, I think it's very much a spectacle. They are like on floating stages, and like it's a very orchestral thing. I'm excited to see the show. They're playing at the O2 next week, and the guys are going to hang out with me in London afterwards. They're like, Katie, let's go out. Let's see what there is about London. So like, God knows what we're going to get up to. One of them is single, by the way, guys. Not for me, but like if you guys are out and about and in Hackney and want to hang out with some Nashville
That's
guys,
an additional service we're now providing.
Well, yeah, because like everybody wants to move to Nashville with a hot orchestral Nashville drummer. I mean, why not? So we'll be hanging out, but also we're going to go to the Liam St. John concert, which, guys, I fancy him so much.
Oh, wow. You're going.
Yeah, I'm going to put it right out there. He is just like that perfect sort of like Johnny Cash mixed with, I don't know, a little bit of modern Morgan Wallen, maybe a little. He's just got a blend of all sorts of different things, but he's definitely my vibe. And it's his birthday, and he's playing a free gig at a bar in Hackney, and he's from Nashville.
You love a Sagittarius.
I love a Sagittarius. I really do. And I just think if it's his birthday drinks, then obviously he's going to want some arm candy, which I think I could possibly be.
Yeah.
Although I have just seen the footage from the Sophia Scott interview. She looks so glorious next to me. Why is it like every time I sit next to a country music star, they just look so polished, so glossy?
I think it's an American thing.
I've got a full face of makeup on and I look completely bald next to her. I don't know. It's just they just do it so well.
I know.
Us Brits, we just can't compete. We can't even keep up. It's awful. We're pretty busy. Girls in No Places are booked and busy for the festive season.
God, haven't we been all year?
It's relentless. The country scene is relentless.
Relentless.
But you are really excited to see Restless Road. You've spoken to me a lot about them.
Yeah, I think they are really good, and I really like their vibe. I like their sound. Last Radio is probably their most well known. And they've got, I think their new one, it is their newest one, is I Don't Want to Be That Guy. There's just something about it that it's bringing... There's someone in that middle, there's a couple of people in that middle genre that are kind of, they're quite poppy, but they're almost crossing more into that kind of, I think the word emo country is used too much, but it's kind of in that middling genre when it just does something to my brain. It's the Ella Langleys, the Dawson Andersons, the Restless Roads, the Dan and Shays. There's something about them I put them all in that one category. And I just love the vibe. I know it's not particularly...
She loved the vibes.
I wouldn't say it's like particularly raw necessarily. I mean, it's not Zach Bryan. It's not Zach Top. But there's something in the middle there that I just love. And they're kind of in that genre for me, the subgenre of country. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see them. I think their harmonies are great and the songwriting just hits for me.
Right.
So I couldn't recommend more.
Well, I'm excited to come and see them because I don't know too much about them. They're kind of like a pocket that I haven't actually explored very much. So I'm excited to come see them with you.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, and get educated on a really great band.
And supported by Erin Kinsey.
Yeah.
And we've not really done a deep dive on her.
No. But there's some tea about her, isn't there? There's like her ex went off with her best friend.
Yes, there's like, I feel like, has had a bit of a renaissance. So when we first saw her, I feel like her songwriting was quite... sugary,
tweeny,
yeah, which is totally as it would be because that's her age.
Yeah, our favourite song was Just Drive.
Yeah.
White Toyota. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll cut that bit out. I'm sorry. I
completely-
shouldn't
yeah.
be singing every episode.
Still trying to get
Did you like it
discovered.
earlier when like I was saying to Sophia Scott like what throat pastels she should go and get, as if like we were like on the same level as a singer?
I thought that was really hilarious. Like you were really trying.
I was like, have you heard of vocals though? Like it's really helps glide through.
Like I wasn't gonna be like, so when Katie does weddings, she actually
When Katie does weddings in Devon, the acoustic set in the afternoon that no one listens to.
she really recommends this throat pastel from Boots. What you like? Can't take you anywhere. Her new song, or one of her newer songs, The Best of My 20s, or You Got the Best of My 20s. Have you heard this? I thought that was really very intelligent songwriting in the way that like you feel like you spend a whole era with somebody and that they've got like the best of your life, but it's actually not that they've got the best of you in your life, it's just that they got the best of
that moment.
Time.
Yeah.
And I just think the way she writes it is so intelligent. And she kind of says that in that song, she's like, who I was then is not who I am now. And, you know, I think we feel the same way. We all do. And they might have had the best of you then or that time.
Yeah.
But they're not going to, it doesn't affect the rest of your life. And
Yeah.
I can't really put it into words, but I just think it's a really intelligent song. So if you've had a breakup in your 20s, go listen to that because I think it's well written.
I think it's also a good like way to move on from other people as well, because it's like, yes, you got the best of my 20s, but also I got the best of yours.
100%.
And you're not the same person
100%,
anymore. Because I always think something that really helped me with breakup psychology is like when that person breaks up with you, they're not available to you in time or space anymore.
Yeah.
And they are not, that person that you once loved does not exist. Like they are gone because they are now a different person who has experienced life without you, and therefore they may have had different experiences that then have made them into a different person.
100%. And I think her songwriting is just representing her like going through that growing time that we've all been through. Yeah. So I'm loving it at the moment.
Yeah. If you guys can hear that, I think that's Sophia Scott actually sound checking in the background.
Amazing.
Which,
very exciting.
Very exciting. Well, very exciting if you guys can actually hear what we're saying. Not so exciting if it means that the audio on this is really ruined. But I don't think it will be. I think it'll actually just add to the aura, add to the authenticness of our podcast. Do you know who we forgot that we're seeing? Cameron Marlowe.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he's the one who's got Strangers with Ella Langley.
What a tune.
He's been saying, who wants to sing this with me? If you can sing this on TikTok with me, then maybe you can come up on stage and sing it with me. So I'm desperately trying to be that person. And if not, if he doesn't let me come up on stage, when I interview him, I'm just going to be like, we can be friends. Why did it sound like The Wall? Cameron Marlowe, you want me to sing that much? What? Oh no, it's me rubbing against the tinsel.
It's not Cameron Marlowe breaking through the wall. It's Katie rubbing against tinsel. Good to know. Anyway,
but Cameron Marlowe, if you do want me on the stage at the Shepherd's Bush, I think it's at Shepherd's Empire, just DM us, and
we love a West concert.
We do love a West concert. Well, also, what we've been having with the problem with this diary situation is, or I always have this problem. I know we've spoken about this a little bit on the podcast before, but like there are times where obviously you can't go, or there are times where I can't go, or there are times when we need to find, as country gals or country music loving gals, there's always times where like I have a spare ticket to something, and I literally go down my WhatsApp like list, and I have some country music loving friends there, but often lots of people who do like country music, they like their artists and they don't want to veer from that. They don't want to really expand their horizons, especially if it's on a weeknight, they've been at work, or it's in North London, or it's this, that, the other. People want to go see the artists they love and they don't want to see anything else. I think it can be quite a lonely music genre to love, because if you can't find anyone to go to something with, it can be so debilitating. And it makes you like kind of like have a bit of a sad time at something that you should be really happy at. Does that make sense? Like I sometimes, like for example, Kelsey, I'm like not sure who's coming with me at the moment because you've got your birthday thing, and I'm like I don't want to spoil Kelsey because I haven't got anyone else who knows who Kelsey Ballerini is in my life. I texted all my gays, all my girls, and I was like, does anybody like Kelsey Ballerini? And they were all just like, who? And I was like, how can you still not know who Kelsey Ballerini is?
It is mad.
But it just, I think it's a problem that we have in the UK, like as girls going to gigs on their own. Like, is everyone going to these gigs on their own? I think we should make a community that makes this easier. I think we should have a Facebook group that's just like, who's going tonight? And then a group of gals go, yeah, we are. And if there's like 10 of you, we should all be meeting up at a bar around the corner, having a cocktail and all going in together. Because also these gigs are on quite late at night. It can feel quite unsafe. Not unsafe, but when you're on your own, it can feel quite a lot like traveling across London at 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way or a good thing to talk about is that we all need to band together. And if you're going to a gig alone, there needs to be somewhere that you can put it that you're going alone so that then you can all kind of band together when you're there.
Yeah, definitely. And also, this is my petition plea to start gigs earlier.
Start gigs earlier.
Why does it have to start so late? Like, honestly, we'll be there promptly if you want to start.
Get the support on at like 5:30. And then perfect. And then we'll all saunter in, have a drink, see the support, lovely. If you say the gig starts at 7, let's start the gig at 7.
Let's start the gig at 7.
Let's get everyone on at 7 promptly. Sophia Scott actually said in our interview, which we are going to put into this podcast, that she was like, oh, everyone goes to bed a bit earlier here.
Which I think we do.
Yeah.
Especially since COVID. I think London's changed.
Yeah. And
it's not a 24-hour city anymore.
No. And Nashville, it does come alive at night, in a big way. And I think that when those gigs are planned there, it's very acceptable to have something on at 9:30 and no one would think anything of it.
Also, it might not be like pitch black and feel like it's 3 a.m.
Right. That too. And also, you probably get an Uber 20 minutes and you're at home. It's not like here where like everyone's coming from the rural towns or like even we live in London to an extent but we've got an hour drive in a minute. Like, so then that's a 2-hour round trip just to come and see an artist.
We're aware we sound really old. And that's because we
really old and we sound really spoiled. But there is something in this that like, we don't need to be going to gigs that late. What do you want for Christmas?
Pajamas.
Right. Okay. Should we do Secret Santa for each other for the Gilp Christmas party?
Secret Santa is just...
Is it just me and you?
It's just whoever didn't like present. It's just me and you buying each other presents.
Who could this be from?
Doesn't work with 2 people, I'm afraid to tell you.
We should do that. We should give each other a gift. Should we set a budget? Because, it's hard times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under £10.
£10 budget. We've got to get something for each other.
Fine.
Maybe guilt related.
Fine. What do you want for Christmas? As I'm your Secret Santa.
Do you know what? It's not something I want for Christmas, but I think it's interesting to think about your New Year's resolutions. Like what do you want for the next year in terms of your life and also in terms of the podcast? I'm just putting this back on you now. What's your New Year's resolution within the podcast?
Right. Well, on my previous question, I'm going to change that to I want some new gym gear and a Stanley Cup. So I do really want a Stanley.
Sounds like more than £10.
To let you know.
Are you trying to get Stanley to
really want a Stanley.
Sponsor us or something? Because that is higher than £10. Just want to let you know.
What do I want from 2025?
2025? Are we really in 2025?
I've got quite a bit going on.
Yes.
But
you want a lovely wedding?
I want some balance. Sometimes it gets overwhelming and there's like a lot of things in this society that we live in that we need to do and want to do. Just finding some balance would be good because I feel like I'm either always out or always in.
I think, Gilpers, Ozzy might be in the wrong place to find balance if she's doing a podcast with me. But that's I know what you're saying. It's hard.
I do think a lot of people are feeling that right now though. Like,
overstimulated.
There is a lot to do. Yeah, it can get overwhelming, especially around this period. And like, yeah, there's just lots of things to be done.
Especially when you're planning a wedding.
Yeah, and you gotta socialise, work out, do your job.
You can't do it all.
Yeah, it's so hard to do all, see your friends. Like,
there's
a lot going on. Do the laundry.
And it's hard to not feel guilt over gilp.
Gilpy guilt.
Guilt.
What do you want from 2025?
Guilt.
That'll be more interesting.
I want press tickets to Stagecoach.
Yeah.
I want Well, we've got Riley Green's UK tour that's been announced. So need I say less or more? I don't know.
Press tickets to Stagecoach would be unreal.
Yeah.
I'd like a hen in Nashville.
I would love that for you. If not, it'll be in Little Nashville in Chiswick. So that will be fun. I think generally from the podcast in 2025, what do I want from it? I think a live show would be great. I'd really like to interact with the GILPERS in like a live format.
I would love that actually.
That's
that
why
fun.
I'm manifesting. And also I'm really manifesting that we present something on the main stage, the main O2 stage at C2C. That's my manifestation.
Watch this space.
Let's hope. Because I really can just be like, hello the O2, and everyone will be like
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed.
And on that note, here's Sophia Scott.
Great lead-in.
Thank you.
She clearly wants to go home. Sophia Scott, welcome back to London.
Thank you.
Like last time I saw you, it was in Nashville, CMA Fest.
Right.
What's been going on since then?
So like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Just finishing up my tour, playing in London. I'm back.
And how are you feeling being back in London? This is a very special time of year to be back in
Oh
London.
my God, it's amazing. Aside from me being sick and catching a cold, it's been incredible. I'm obsessed with London. I'm so happy to be back. And
I'm so glad.
it's so cool to have sold out this show.
We, the British, brought our British cold to you.
No, I know.
hate
I've heard
it.
you saying
so
that.
what
Is
we
that
do.
a thing?
So what we, yeah, it is.
Oh
It's
my
we
God.
have it all the time. You were sick last week. You were dying. Ozzy was dying last week.
Yeah.
Also, so I remember last time I saw you, I was like, oh, I just called off my wedding, and we were like, I was like screaming at you at CTC, and then I saw you in Nashville,
Yes.
and then Ozzy also called off her wedding like two years ago, 3 years ago, a long time ago.
Stop.
But
really?
yeah, so we're like two
Oh,
cool,
shit.
we're two like unengaged girlies, but Ozzy's just got
Great.
engaged again.
There we go.
There is hope for us all.
Hell yeah.
Okay? There is hope for us all.
Amazing, yeah.
So,
Wait, congrats.
Barstool Confessions, right?
Yep.
What is the biggest Barstool confession you've ever heard anyone say?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, because I also used to be a bartender,
Right.
which is kind of like where this whole idea came from. Because I was like, oh, everybody was always spilling their secrets to bartenders.
So you must have heard some. Really
Yeah,
good ones.
I mean, I've definitely like heard of people talking about cheating on their spouses.
We don't like that.
No,
We
but
don't
I'm
like
trying
that.
to think of like I've never heard anyone like talk about murdering anyone or anything.
Straight where you went. Murder.
No, that's exactly where my mind went.
So your song, which always talks about like small truck energy, I
Yeah.
love it. That cheating would be very much small man truck energy.
Yeah.
What are other things that you think quantify small truck energy?
Ooh. Yeah, cheating.
Mhm.
Talking bad about people.
Yeah.
Talking behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
Wishing ill will on people. Trying to make someone else look bad to make yourself look better.
Amen to that. I had someone do that to me this week and I really,
Really?
just lost my shit. Yeah, I was like, it's
No.
not very festive.
No, it's not. Where's the holiday spirit?
Exactly.
Come on.
So, okay, so you're performing first headline show in London tonight.
Yeah.
Thrilled.
Yeah.
So what is your favourite song to perform on set and why?
Usually it's my new song Buy Around, but I also really like playing the cover of White Horse by Chris Stapleton.
Oh my God, that just
Yeah.
won Single of the Year.
Yeah.
What do you
I know.
I was shocked that it won Single of the Year.
I was so confused by that because I thought it was from 2 years ago.
Right, that is exactly
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But hey, it's a great song.
it is. It's amazing.
I'm excited that you're going to sing it tonight.
Yeah.
What has been the peak of your year? It's the end of the year. It's like the end. It's like Christmas. Like, what's been the peak and the pit of your year?
The peak,
Mhm.
I would easily say, was playing the Ryman in Nashville.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was incredible.
If you weren't a singer, what other career could you see yourself doing?
I always wanted to be something with animals because I love animals. Or like I'm very into fashion. So yeah, I have my own vintage collection.
No way.
That I haven't really put stuff out on it lately, but I have a big collection coming, so look out for it. It's called Funk Up My Closet.
Oh my God.
PH. Like so funky.
Yeah. I can't wait to funk up my I think me and Ozzy are both like, we need to funk up our wardrobes. We're like, we try and do this like Western thing in the UK. And do you think like what do you think when you see all the cowboy hats out there in the UK? You like, What are they doing?
Well, it's funny because my drummer and I, when we got here, we were walking and he was like, people are gonna think you look so weird with your cowboy boots. And I was like, no, they wear them here.
Yeah.
Because at C2C, I remember I was like, it's like Broadway, but British.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like we're on one big hen do.
Yeah.
But like, we love it. We look ridiculous, but we love it. If you could give one piece of advice to 10-year-old Sophia, what would it be?
Trust your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it sounds like an easy thing to say and like an easy piece of advice, but I rarely take it, and I'm always right when I do trust my gut. Yeah. It just sometimes takes me a second to get there, to trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your new song, Tumbleweed, I got from the song that you're the tumbleweed.
Yeah.
And that you've got someone who's now got roots and is holding you down in a good way. Yeah. Does that mean do you love to travel? Like, where do you want to go next that you haven't been?
Yeah, I think that it's more like metaphorical in the sense that I feel like I'm just a free spirit and like
I'm like, so when's your sky scanner? What are you looking at on Sky Scanner? Like, how many miles you got?
Yeah. No, I mean a lot, but no, I want to go to Japan really bad.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Lately, it's "The Way You Make Me Feel" by Michael Jackson, which is that's my song that plays before I go on stage. Also, slightly problematic, but
slightly problematic.
Yeah,
there's many problematic artists out there now.
Music,
do you separate art from the artist?
That's a good question. It took me a second, but now I think like in that case, for sure, I do, because I feel like, especially because I've gotten into this conversation many times with people. Mm-hmm. There's so much more than just the artist singing the song that goes into making the songs. Mm-hmm. And so like for me with my songs, it's like, just because I'm the one singing it, there's also, 3 other people that wrote it and someone that produced it. And so it's like, why should the song be punished just because maybe the person did something wrong?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is a new take on that topic that we've been talking about a lot over the last couple of weeks.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Because Zach Bryan's coming to Hyde Park, so it's sort of like a whole thing. Yeah. Which British artist would you love to collaborate with?
I mean, I love the Rolling Stones. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not alive, but I love George Michael. I have a Christmas cover of Last Christmas. Yeah.
That song never gets old.
No.
Never.
I love him so much.
Never. What do you want for Christmas?
Well, actually, I really want a vacuum cleaner.
Okay, this is when we know we're like millennial, like or something.
I really want a vacuum cleaner and new sheets.
You can't underestimate the power of new sheets and a good vacuum cleaner.
Well, no,
do you not have a vacuum cleaner at the moment?
I do, but I just use them. It's like old and shitty. And yeah, I had the Dyson, but it's also old.
I can't believe we've gotten to this topic.
No, yeah.
Oh, I've actually got the Yuffie, the one that's like a RoboVac.
Yeah.
They're quite good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But,
No, but to bring it back to music for Christmas, I also want to go on another tour next year.
Oh, well, Japan's on the set, the dates, Yeah. If someone were to play you in a movie, who do you think it would be?
Oh. Like, who do I think it would be or who do I want it to be?
Go who you want it to be and then who you think it would be.
Okay.
I would want mine to be Charlize Theron.
Right.
But it would probably be like Gemma Collins, who I don't know if you know who she is.
I don't know who she is.
No. You don't want to know.
Kate Hudson.
Oh, yes, I could so see that.
Like, only personality-wise.
No, I think there's a little Kate Hudson in you too.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really think that we look alike, but I just like her as an actress.
Yeah, she's great. What is the most annoying interview question that you get asked?
I feel like just like bland questions, just like.
Which one of mine has been the most annoying so far?
I was about to say that yours have been not bland at all. Like you're just like, you're really going off the cuff, I feel like. No, they haven't been annoying. I feel like just like basic, like, what's your favorite song?
I saw your outfit for the CMAs.
Yeah.
And it was so like Britney toxic vibes. Yeah. It was so good.
Thank you.
If there's one thing you want to say to like your London girl listeners, what would it be?
Shoot for the moon.
And you'll land among the stars.
Yeah.
Wow. Last one. We often have like agony aunt questions come in from our listeners, our girls in a low place.
Okay.
And we have one. I wondered if maybe you could give them some advice. I know you're coming back for Roadhouse, aren't you? You're headlining next summer. So that's really exciting. We'll see you there. Yeah. But in terms of this little agony aunt question. So I've just found out my best friend is back with her ex, but she's lying to me about it. What should I do?
Call her out.
Ooh. And say what?
I know you're lying to me. Why are you lying? You think I don't know you?
Do you think that when your friend breaks up with a boy, you should be like, we hate him, he's horrible, whatever. And then what do you do when then they come back?
No, because then that's usually what happens.
Yeah, and then you're the isolated friend.
Yeah. I mean, when I was going through my breakup, I feel like people made a really good, or like I would always know. It was just always awkward because I've been on both sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. I've been the one where it's like, oh, well, now I know you hate him because you told me to break up with him. Mm-hmm. And then I've also been the one that's said that. So I feel like trying to keep some stuff to yourself.
Journal.
Until you know for sure. But obviously, unless it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
If someone's really bad, speak up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This has been amazing, Sophia. I can't wait for your show later. Like, we were just blasting all the songs on the car on the way here, just like.
Sing really loud.
Yeah. You Problem for me is one of my favorites. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's been like the soundtrack of my summer. It's like a guy comes into my life and I'm like, oh, I've got a you problem now. Damn it. God damn it. But yeah, it's going to be so good. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, this has been such a fun little episode.
Yeah, I feel like we've managed to get deep backstage at Sophia Scott.
Backstage at Sophia Scott, we've got deep. I think it's been a lovely little canapé. And the next week feels like it's the real turkey dinner of country music in this month. So listen to next week's episode. I'm going to go through everything Kelsey with you and everything Gilp Christmas party, because that's going to be a listen, I think. That's a listen and a half. And if you are going to Little Nashville, come and say hi.
Yeah. See you then.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.